Hey Leo, this is Perrymore Tarot's daily reading for August 1st, 2024. This is for Leo. Last shuffle coming out for Leo. Let's see what's going on. Here we go. All right, Leo, we have Ascendant Masters and we have Dark Thoughts. I think for a lot of you, this is going to talk about your beliefs and how you may feel like, hmm, you may be thinking about these things like, how does this play into the future? Like, how is this going to really, how is something going to pan out? You may be like really going down the rabbit hole of some of the things that you really believed in at one point. Leos are quite, of course, I'm a Leo, right? But we're quite loyal. And some of you, oh, there's a lot of things that you may believe when it comes to heartbreak. And you're thinking far ahead in the future, like, dang, is this going to be my life? Like, this is it? This is like, am I always going to be like, you may look back at your past and go, I've always been kind of like hurt. You know what I'm saying? I've always been, I have had loss. I've lost things that I was happy in or people that I was happy with, and like you've lost that happiness. If even if you're in a connection with somebody, you may be in this space of going, dang, is this like what life is? Like there's about yeah, goodness, Leo, good gosh, man. All right. Ascendant Masters with the Three of Swords twice, Ten of Cups, and the Five of Swords. These swords are not the good ones, and I know you see them. I'm just laughing because I'm like, man, is this ringing true? Is this ringing true? But this is saying a lot about usually Ascendant Masters' beliefs. And if you look back over the time of the greats, today, it's hard pressed to find like a prophet or someone who you would look to and say, oh, this person is the truth. Biblically, you look back and you're just like, there was Moses, there was Abraham, there was that one, and that one, King David and Joseph, and da 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 da, going down the line, right? Uh, this says to me that when you look back at that energy of the greats, their lives are hallmarked by heartache and pain. And not that you're saying to yourself, which I'm sure a lot of people would go, Leo thinks they're all that, right? But you look at your life and you go, as anybody should, feel as though you are great, right? You're a good one. You're doing your thing. But it's almost as though you may feel like happiness is something that you got to trick and game out of life. According to this, it's like I go from heartbreak to loss to defeat, getting thrown under the bus, getting played with, getting taken advantage of. And I'm supposed to be happy with that. And what's ridiculous is that you may look back over the past and go, every time I thought this was it, this was the moment, I was being played with in that moment. Every time, right? And this is where with Dark Thoughts, you got the Five of Cups and the Ten of Pentacles. You may feel like that's the name of the game. That's just it. Some of you may start to feel like that's what life is about. You hurt me, I hurt you. But in so many ways, I got to cut my losses before someone cuts me. But then this also says with Dark Thoughts that when you look down into the future, you look far back, you look back at the past and then you look into the future, you're like, is this, you may be really sad. This may cause you to be really sad. Like, is this what life is? Disappointment, heartbreak, disappointment, loss, divorce, games, mind games, being gaslit. Is that what life is? This is what this is? Man, I hate these questions, man. Woo! I don't like these questions. Stuck energy, temperance in the tower. Some of you may be, the energy around you is almost like earth shattering, yet almost, it's almost like you have to give your life up to your creator, to God, to Allah, to whatever, whoever you believe. Like, I know that this isn't what was meant for me. So I see some people stuck in the just that part of it. Like, is that, is this really how life is? A lot of you too may be coming into the realization that that was your past. Like, that is what it was. You know how we think fondly if most people don't know, Leos, we think fondly of the people that we've, like, we may have dated, you know, you date someone, you married to someone, you have fond memories. You think about this person, you remember the happy times. But then, especially for Leo, if you have betrayed us in any way, that is all we remember you as a betrayer and a liar. Like, period, point blank. We remember those things about you. And you may be stuck on just the sonic boom of the loss, and how many times and all the times that they played games with you, and how you really were kind of like, they put you in a position where you had no other choice but to choose either be happy or to be hurt. A lot of times you knew that somebody was playing games with you and you chose happiness in spite of the games that you knew they were playing. You may be stuck on that energy, like, why was I so freaking peaceful during that time? And it may be heartbreaking to just remember, or just heartbreaking in general, just to be like, that was where I was at. This person was playing me like a fiddle, and I didn't even, there's times when you may not have even noticed. And that's where it's like, when you had two choices, you may be like, I chose to be happy. A lot of you may feel like, look at how stupid I looked. I was grinning the whole time they were playing games, the whole time they were betraying me, the whole time they were lying to me, the whole time they were hurting me. And I'm sitting over here smiling with them, happy. This is like the vibe of looking back at pictures and just remembering at that time we were taking pictures. Guess what this person was doing? This was the date that they did XYZ to me. And I'm sitting here smiling with them. This is harsh. But some of you may be stuck on what broke the connections down versus the happy memories. Goodness gracious, a consciousness of lack, the Four of Swords and the Tower. Some of you may feel like you can never move past the hurt. Some of you may feel like, I can't even ignore the freaking, the explosion that has occurred in my life, the explosions that have occurred in my life. I can't ignore it. I hope this is not the case. I hope this is that one Leo out there that's like, listen, that is me, and I need to I need to shape up, because man, if this is going down, spirit be with us all, right? But this is a consciousness of lack, saying that you can't ignore that something fell apart. You can't ignore that you got to get out of the chaos. You lack the ability to ignore that you need to get out of this chaos. You need to get to a better place, especially mentally. Mentally, it's time to release the baggage of those memories of the past. This is also that vibe of, you got to delete those. You know what I mean? I've had to do this. I had to delete the text, the proof, the memories, the picture of something, the screenshot, or put it somewhere where you don't have to see it. For some of you still got to keep that stuff because you're like, listen, I got some stuff coming up. I got a trick for there, but you know, but, and for those of you, you know who you are. But for others of you, if it's causing you more heartbreak and sadness, and it's impeding on your ability to be happy, you need to, it's time to release the baggage of the past. Because I'm seeing someone stuck on how messed up something was, but I'm also seeing, I mean, with temperance here, it's like things are going to balance out. I do see balancing out. Mm. I also see, yeah, it's just like someone's stuck on how messed up something was. You got to find the purpose. I think that's the issue. For temperance to be there, it's like, what was the purpose of doing all that? You may want to figure out, like, why did this someone do something to me like this? Why did someone hurt me like that? Because with the greats, with those prophets of old, right? When they went through that stuff, like Jesus and Judas, you know what I'm saying? I don't know all of the, I can't go down all the lists of all the stories, but look back and you're like, there was a purpose for some of the things that these people did to this great spirit. What was the purpose of them doing that to me? When I was actually being the light in someone's life, I was actually bringing happiness. I was trying to bring the love and the healing. Why did they do me like that, right? And so there's an energy of being stuck on what was the reasoning for that. Spirit does want you to release the baggage, and perhaps that is getting to the bottom of why someone would do something the way that they've done it. Lord have mercy. This is going to be one of those days. I was hoping it would say we'd win the lottery. I kid you not. Dark thoughts about how are you going to be heartbroken forever. A lot of you, some of the pain may still be kind of fresh, especially with the retrograde coming in, the Mercury retrograde. This would tell me that the pain that maybe you thought you got over is hitting you. Or you may feel like you're going to be hurt like this forever, and it's not true. It's almost as though as soon as you really understand the purpose of why someone has done something to you, then you're able to get away from this and get to a better place mentally. But mentally is where it's at, they're saying. Your emotions, especially, are being haunted by the thoughts. They want you to purge your mind by saying there must be a reason for what they've done. Maybe the purpose is that they're not meant to be in your life. They weren't meant to be there. That's why they did what they did. Or they're not meant to be in that station. Say someone has done something to you and you're still with them. They're not meant to be on that pedestal you had them on. Right? And that's another part. Maybe you were giving too much, right? And you would have been giving and giving all your life, and then regretted it later in the future because you had another purpose. Sometimes we, especially as Leos, we will give so much to a connection that we will ignore our own purpose. And Spirit had to knock this person off that pedestal so that you would look at yourself. See that you're the prize and you need to be on your path. You need to be about your Father's business, as scripturally has been said, right? Because you have a higher purpose or higher calling, or a high calling or higher calling. I hope I'm making sense. I hope I'm making sense. But that's what they've got here for you. You could be dealing with a Sagittarius or a Scorpio, so you could be dealing with a Scorpio Sagittarius cusp. And if you're not dealing with those two signs, then they could be in your chart. Or if you'd like to book a personal reading with me, my links are on my page. Peace, love, and light. Take care.